Hi friends, welcome. We'll continue our series on importing and exporting various data sources using Tkinter as our interface. So from Excel, CSV, MySQL, SQLite, these are the either sources or destinations. We'll be transporting data. We call it export or import. Now in this series, we'll now learn how to export a SQLite table to a CSV database or CSV file. Now here, while exporting the SQLite database, the user has a option to choose which table to select, because SQLite will have multiple tables. So which table to select? So on the user selection, the data in that table will be exported to a CSV file. Well, before we move, my request is please subscribe to our channel and press the bell icon so you'll be notified as and when we add tutorial, and we are frequently doing that also. Let's start the script. Before we watch the demo, check this URL. Here the entire source code is available and the details about the code, each step is explained here, and you can just scroll down towards the end. Here it is. So this is the full code is here, and above that this button you can use to copy the code. I have pasted the copied code here. So this is my entire full code. So this is roughly around 100 lines of code. So I'll just run this in my Visual Studio Code. I am now. So here it is. The window has opened up and it is asking me browse and connect. Once I click this button, the file dialog box will open. It will ask me to select the one SQLite file. I can browse also to other folders. I'll just keep me as database files. So I have here MyDB. So this database file I am selecting. Now once this database I selected, you can see there are 4 buttons are there. These 4 buttons are dynamically created based on the 4 tables present there. Let's just try to select one more instead of this particular one. Let's just again I am going here database file. So let's say my data here. Let's see what is there. Here only one table is available, so it has given me one. So these buttons are dynamically created based on the number of tables present. Let's go back to again to MyDB here, open. So I have 4. Now if I'll select one, these are radio buttons. So the attribute will see how to make a radio button like a button. So you can see one only I can select. So I am selecting say student. So it's asked me, show me where you want to show the CSV file. So let me just give student 2. Okay, student is already there. Now I will save it. So do you want to replace it? Okay, I think student 2 is there already. Okay, let me replace it. So the data is file is exported. Here you can see the message at the bottom. So this is how our script works. Let's see how this script works. Here I am inside my Visual Studio Code. So here I am importing all the libraries. So SQLAlchemy is for my database connection. This connects me between the SQLite database. So gets the data here. Only one way we are receiving the data here. So then we are import Tkinter, that is what, and the file dialogs because we want to look at the SQLite database file. Then Pandas, because this data transfer from data frame or from to data frame or from data frame also will be using this. To CSV will be saving the CSV file that is from Pandas library, and similarly will read the SQL and select a table what the user select, that data will take it to create the data frame. That is what the Pandas library is there. Then a higher size font here. Now let's see, once we click the button which browse and connect, what you have seen, I can just scroll down here, the button which gives us my connect. Here you see command is my connect, existing database I want to connect. So TK button, this button when we click it, so first one, this function is called my connect is here. So inside that, here is the file types I am setting, and then ask open file name means I am presented with the file dialog. So this dialog allow the user to browse the local system and pick up the file. So that's what it is being done here. So this is file is picked up. Then once the file is picked up, the path is of course L1 path. The path is shown there which particular location the file is picked up. Now we are get a connection. So here our SQLAlchemy SQLAlchemy is used to create an engine, and so it is connected to the database. Now what you did is first you run this query. Select name from SQLite master where type is table. So we want to know from this database what are the table. We want to get the list of tables, and that table will store it here. Table names row 0 for now in record set. This is where above that we have executed it and got the table name. So there are 4 tables, means 4 table names will go. It will get a list here. Now what we are doing is, previously if any radio buttons are there, we are removing this, because in the previous iteration, because we have changed the table once, we have database once more, so that time the previous selection or previous display of buttons we have to remove it, otherwise it will overlap over it and it will be a different look will be there. So we have removed the buttons. This is for clearing operation. Then what we did, we have loop through the table name. So 4 means 4 times we are looping it. So 10 tables means 10 times you have to loop it and create 10 radio buttons. Was that this is the radio button. These are dynamically created based on the tables we have. So table names, whatever we have taken from the list. Let's just run it once, you can understand it better. So here it is. Now I am just connecting to again. Once I click this function is called. So mydb, now mydb. So this 4 times, this particular loop is executed 4 times because 4 tables are there. So that is why. And here again I'll close this and note that this particular attribute indicator on is 0. That means these are the radio buttons. You may be familiar with radio buttons with a single dot in between for selection. Here it is works like a button. Say I'll make it 1. I have changed it to 1 now. Let's see now how the buttons looks. It will be our, by default this is 1, you note down. So let's just check it. Where is, my DB, open. You can see now these are the buttons have appeared. So that is why this is a radio button. I can select one. So this is selected. Now this is, let's close it, make it 0. Other settings, background, on selection, active background, active foreground. These are part of the radio button attributes or the properties what you have discussed already in the radio button, that you can keep on changing it. Then we place them in the grid. You just note that this 3 plus 1 row is 1 radio button. Below that second row, next row, like that. The row increment by 1. Here the I value at each iteration increase by 1. So what happened? Row first it is 3rd row, next it is 4th row, next it is 5th row. So like that, one after the other, the table names are displayed. You want them to be displayed horizontally, then instead of 3 plus I, you can put I here. So what will happen to the right of, because column will keep on increasing, row will be the 3rd row only. That is the idea here. Now this is the dynamically we keep the track of the radio buttons. So we add it to a radio buttons, we create a and list and append it, because this one we have here it is. You can we are clearing it off here. Next time when you open another database, the previous database, all the radio buttons we are removing. Fine, that's all. So now our radio buttons are ready. We can, let's just see that once the radio buttons are ready, we will present it to the user. So till this point, I am just running it again. So you can see browse. I will just connect to my DB. Till this point, this function job is over. There is nothing to do. The function can further do. It has presented with all the tables based on the tables. The moment I select the table, then this function, my selected, this will start working. See the global, I have taken the connection, then selected table name, because it's a string variable. I have used myvar get. What is myvar? By the way, myvar you will get it in the radio button. Let me just, here you see. In each radio button, myvar is there. So once a radio button is selected, the value is, though it is a common variable name, because it's a set of radio buttons, but its values are changing. T name in each loop will take 1 by 1 table name. So first radio button will have myvar as the variable, but its value will be category. Next radio button will have value based on this one, subcategory. Next radio button, student, will have value as student. It is imagine it's a combination of 4 radio buttons. Each one have a different value. The moment I select one, the variable myvar will hold that value. So what happens here is, you can see here, once I select it, this particular myvar.get will collect that value what is user has selected. So moment I suppose I am clicking the select, the student, then once a student, then this particular selected table will hold the value student. It will get the value rather. My var will hold the value because it's a string variable. So I am using get to collect that value and hold it here. Let's just see after that what happens. Now again file path. So here you see default file text. I just get it that where the user wants to store the file. So it will be, I will be storing it in which drive, which location, what is the subdirectory. That file dialog will be displayed. So I will give a file name. Its default extension is .csv. So I will just point that one. Now my file path will hold that. Now what? Now was the query. So select from the select table. Select table is the out of this 4 whatever is there. Now here the read pandas read SQL. Read SQL will what it will do, will execute the query using this my connection. My connection is earlier what you have declared as global variable, that is a connection to SQLite database. Now once it run that, then what happened, the data frame is created. Okay, that for that particular table, and these 2 lines are the key. First here the data frame is created by read SQL and then to CSV file path just above what is the browser I have here, it is the file path I have saved it, that I am using and storing the transferring the data frame by using to CSV. There are 2 important functions, read SQL, these are pandas methods rather I'll say that, and to CSV. Read SQL is getting the data from the table and the to CSV is passing the data frame to a CSV file. That's all. Everything else is fine, and this is our interface or the Tkinter where the, let me just once more click the student table. So I have clicked this, means these functions are, I have given the file type, file name here, whatever I am giving now, say student 5 I have given. So I am passing here, my file path will have entire this path, C data and student5.csv. Now that path will be transferred here. So here first, then it will be created the data frame, then the file path is used at line number 80, transferring the data frame using this file path to store it as CSV file. Let me just save it. Fine. Here I am getting the message because at the end I will get a message here, table selected table, the student exported successfully. Here you can see table student exported successfully to the given path, what I have given the path. That completes it. Before that, this is the Tkinter applications, the buttons and the path, because I am showing here the path, that is where the path is displayed. That's all friends. Hope you have a good learning experience, and we'll continue this series of data import and export from various sources using the Tkinter data frame, and all the data sources will use. And my request is please subscribe to our channel and press the bell icon so you'll be notified as and when you add tutorial, and we are frequently adding that also. And if you have any doubt, suggestion, question or ideas, use the comment section below to post it, and please share this with your friends, and thank you for watching.